we have our first interactive, fun inner child exercise. And so, you know what it's all about. I said, look, we have 3 to 4 clips of our favorite song, and we're recreating the music video in our own way. All right. But we can't go glam, get fancy, do any of that. We are literally straight working off our creativity in a moment and what we remember about the video and any memories or any fuzzy feelings that that song gives you. And when I went back and looked at my video, I'm like, okay, this song is not all happy, happy, joy, joy, kitty. But I realized that the song has become that more for me over time. And because I mean, I feel like in the video, it was a story. It was this whole story where she was, telling the guy like, let's wait a while. She's essentially, honoring her virtuousness, and the sacredness of her body, and that's something that is beautiful to me, and we all need to do, you know, because we're worth it. And so Let's Wait a While is that song that just says, like, I'm worth the wait, I'm worth the wait. And, everything essentially that we want is worth the process, you know, it's worth the wait. And it's worth being on God's time. And when we do that in relationships and life, we realize that we're able to sustain the things that we receive. And also that our relationships are able to thrive when we really get to know someone, you know? And before we even really get to know someone, when we really get to know ourselves. So Let's Wait a While is like that song to me that's like, it's okay to be virtuous. And yeah, hold on to you until you're ready. Don't let anybody pressure you to do anything or be anything that you are not, or that you don't feel in your heart. So I always loved that song. It was with me since I was 5 years old. I told you guys that song came out when I was in kindergarten. It was released. One of the memories I have from 5 years old is and just the age 5, I have no idea if I tied let's wait a while in that time, but every time I hear the song, and when I looked up I realized 1986, and I looked it up, 1986. Wow, what was I doing in 1986? So this is essentially where I want to take you, where I want you all to go. 1986, I was in kindergarten. 1986, this little boy, asked me to kiss him, and I was really skeptical about it. And he wanted to touch my butt too. I didn't have no butt at 5 years old. Anyway, so I let him give me a kiss. And I can't remember if I let him touch my booty too. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But the kiss definitely happened. And we were going strong. We was going strong for like a whole one day, one school day. Because the next day I came to school, guess what? His ass had another girlfriend who he kissed. He sure did. He sure did. Okay. I paused for a minute because I couldn't remember if he actually kissed her. I said he kissed her, but I feel like the next day he just had a girlfriend, like a girl that he liked, and she wasn't putting up with that. So anyway, but I don't remember fully. But it feels like it could have been that. So anyway, that was my first rejection. So Let's Wait a While took me back to 5 years old, kindergarten. It also took me back through just the trajectory of like my entire childhood, because Let's Wait a While is a song that is so timeless to me, and it was with me since age 5 until even today, which I'm sharing it here, and I'm telling you all it's one of my favorite songs. And yeah, of course I remember T-Mac from the video. I mean, how many of y'all? Of course I remember Leroy. So, The Last Dragon was out the year before that, 85. That was my favorite movie. Then I saw him in Janet's video, and I remember thinking, when I grow up, my boyfriend's going to look just like that. Yeah. So that's another memory I had. And what else? Also, my first time. So it reminds me that my first time was not what I wanted it to be. And I used to think about, what if I could have a do-over with my first time? Like, I used to literally wish for that. Um, and then, of course, you go through a process of healing and addressing things that happened, and people not being who you thought they were, or being what you needed them to be for you. And then also addressing that, even though you were young, learning now how to be what you needed then for yourself, for your inner child. And so that's part of what the song circles me back to today, is just the evolution of how I thought about my first time, and how I actually feel about it now, and how I feel about taking things slow in this day and age. And I'm really proud of myself, because I definitely, like many people that I've talked to, many women that I've talked to, even men, um, grew up with a get over by getting under, or meeting someone else, or starting something new. And I'm just grateful to be able to be in a place of my life where is the relationship with me is so beautiful. The relationship with my children is so beautiful. And not saying we don't have our ebbs, flows, and in betweens, even with me, yeah, we get emotional, we cry, we feel, we laugh, we joke, all the things. It's real love. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful. And so how we get here from let's wait a while. But that's why I said go back through your memories and see where you were then, and what you felt, and what the song brought up for you. And, and then we can kind of compare notes in the present day. And I love that, because then you get to really also see how far you've come. And shout out to Janet Jackson, because she made a song that is just so valuable even to this day, in regards to being a virtuous woman, and knowing that it's your choice whether or not you want to be touched, or you want to go all the way with someone. And it's okay to take your time. And if somebody really loves you, they will wait, because you're worth that. And if you really love yourself, you will wait. So let's wait a while. My first song on my childhood faves list. We'll see what next week brings. I hope you guys enjoy the other 2 clips I did to match with the song. Peace. Please share in the comments below if you did your clips, and where I can find them at. All right, y'all. Later.